loses his mind, and
I can't put up with you anymore.
This is
basically.
an 8-foot polar bear talking to this 2-foot tall fox, and it's the most terrifying thing. Welcome back to Nonsense Reviews. My name is Brandon Ellis.
And my name is Scott Honickman.
And today we survived Arctic Dogs.
Just barely survived, by the way.
Swifty's the name. You're looking at the next lead dog for the Arctic Blast delivery service. Arctic Dogs.
We went to the movie theater, me and Brandon, and we saw the movie Arctic Dogs, a G-rated animated movie about a little fox who wants to push sleds and deliver packages to people in his town.
He wants to be a slave to the system. That's his ultimate dream. So we'll explain more context about our personal experience and why we chose to see Arctic Dogs as opposed to, I don't know, Joker again, Lighthouse, Zombieland 2,
or Jojo Rabbit,
Jojo Rabbit. Yeah, so many good options, but we chose Arctic Dogs. Why is that, Scott? Why did we choose this movie?
Well, Brandon, we were the underdogs for the movie critics here today because months back, I don't remember what movie we saw.
It was probably Dora.
No, it was before Dora. We went to see a different movie months back, and in the previews, there was a preview for Arctic Dogs, and we're like, we're seeing that no matter what. Because they made a funny poopy joke, and we're like, we have to go.
The gas! Ugh, that smell! It's like the planet made a poopy.
There is something about Arctic Dogs that really stood out to us. On paper, this movie doesn't stand out. It doesn't stand out whatsoever. It looks like the most generic movie that you would find at the Walmart $5 DVD bin at the bottom.
Right next to Norm of the North.
Exactly. In fact, I was determined. I really thought it was a Norm of the North sequel or spinoff. Thought they're making a freaking franchise with this fat polar bear.
But they did make Norm of the North too. This is not about Norm of the North.
I thought Alec Baldwin's character was Norm of the North.
No, that's Rob Schneider.
Big A polar bear.
Big A.
So
we have a lot to talk about with this movie.
Yeah, but again, back to the trailer. It was edited in a way where it looked like a direct-to-DVD trailer. It was so funny. It had a million of famous actors like Jeremy Renner.
James Franco is in this movie.
We still don't know who he
Can you pull it up? Pull up. Who did James Franco play? I'm just curious.
James Franco. Viva the Resistance!
So like we said, we had Jeremy Renner from the Avengers, who was Hawkeye. He played the main fox named Swifty. And Alec Baldwin played another main character.
His name is
PB for polar bear. Not peanut butter.
No. I'm thinking, what kind of name is PB? And Scott goes, PB! Because he's a polar bear!
In the middle of the movie.
And it brought out one of the few genuine laughs I had. Most of the other laughs came from absolute insanity.
Yeah, ironic laughs.
Yeah, it's like, when, hypothetically, if you're ever tortured and you're just there for a long time, or you're secluded in a room, you're in like a very uncomfortable situation, and you can't help but laugh. I guess it's a comfort thing.
Yeah, in the theater it was just me, Brandon, and two other small families, and we felt very uncomfortable, even asking for the tickets when we purchased them at the window. I took the hit, and I asked for the tickets, though.
Yeah, but I'll give the employees credit at the theater. They did not judge us.
They didn't laugh at us, point at us.
I'm sure they did it. I'm sure they did it
after we left. They're probably like,
for sure.
Those guys are probably gonna never get married or have kids or be happy ever.
I don't want to have kids because we live in a world with Arctic Dogs.
Yeah, there might be a sequel, and our kids may want to see.
It may be a franchise because rumor has it that Jeremy Renner may be out of Avengers or the Marvel Universe because he beats his wife. Or something like that.
He beats his wife and points a gun at her because she didn't approve of him doing his favorite movie of all time, Arctic Dogs. The pinnacle of his career.
His ex-wife's just like, we are not taking our daughter to see Arctic Dogs.
Yes, you are. He
points like, this is my best work.
I put my heart, soul, sweat, and blood.
I even put my own music into it.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner apparently is in a band, and his music is in this movie as part of the soundtrack.
We're not 100%. We're like 85% sure that there were like at least 2 songs of Jeremy Renner singing as furry animated Jeremy Renner is running around.
Oh, we forgot to even say that I wasn't even in the last 2 episodes. I couldn't make it. Sorry, everybody, but I'm here now.
You're here now because you couldn't run away from Arctic Dogs.
No,
you couldn't run. You couldn't hide. Jeremy Renner was gonna smoke you out.
Dog sniffed me out.
He's gonna choke you like his ex-wife and make you watch his movie.
Jeremy
and listen
Renner,
to his music.
Please, we're a huge fan of your acting, but we don't approve of what you did.
Yeah, man.
Anyway,
we're proud feminists on this show.
Feminism all the way, man. We love and respect women.
Speaking of feminism, they did have a strong female character.
They did have a strong female lead.
Named Jade, who was a fox. So obviously
she was
the
an
fox...
orange fox, yes.
Hey, Swifty. Please deliver this package for me.
The fox
Had a Spanish
and
accent.
the other fox want to go fox each other.
They want
Naturally, that
they
makes
want
sense.
fox quite hard for No Nut November.
It was a very obvious choice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got a female fox in there with your movie with a fox as a main character. Huh? Probably gonna make it out of the end. Probably.
And we won't spoil what happened, but they did kiss.
They did kiss.
Yeah.
At first, it was a handhold, and I thought that's as graphic as we'll get, but it was a smooch. I'll let you know that the smooch, Jeremy Renner's character, Swifty, was literally naked. He was in his underwear, if you believe that. It was one of the most hard images I've seared into my head of this anthropomorphic dog in underwear kissing this other dog, this other fox. I don't even know.
Who, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But let's get into this movie. Let's really talk about what it's about.
Talk about the story.
Let's talk about the very loose, predictable, unoriginal narrative they have here.
So, in the story, in the canon of the Arctic Dogs universe, the best job in the world is to be a sled dog. So, our main character, Jeremy, I'm going to call him Hawkeye.
Hawkeye's character.
So, I'm going to say Hawkeye, or Swifty, whatever. So, Swifty admires these sled dogs, that they deliver packages, go from door to door. They're mailmen. For some reason, being a mailman is like being a movie star in the Arctic Dogs universe.
It's like being president. It's like being a movie star in the universe of Arctic Dogs.
Jesus Christ.
It's being Jesus Christ himself.
Instead of walking
having the honor
on water,
to
you're
deliver
walking on snow.
packages to your town is the same honor that Jesus had being on that cross.
It's just like was it feudal Japan where everything was honor based.
Exactly. So Jeremy Renner's character Swifty works. He aspires to be one of these top dogs, but he's a weak little stupid fox, so he can't do anything.
Yeah. So all he does is help process the packages with his friends. This albatross that is clearly a stoner.
Yeah, there's an archetypal stoner who's like, "Whoa, dude, let me package this with you, man."
Yeah.
So he works with this albatross at the packaging plant,
And the best character in the entire film, without a doubt, for no reason other than the animation looks terrible on him.
Oh yeah,
This big giant polar bear, and also 2, he's played by Alec Baldwin, and 3, his name is PB for polar bear, and that's just hilarious. So he's working this job with those 2 other schmucks, and he wants to be a true Arctic dog. He wants that, but he can't because he's a weak little shrimp.
meek little fox who can't do anything.
He's gonna fox it up.
He's a very optimistic, witty, kind of like a full of himself kind of character.
I wouldn't say that makes him very likable because he's just so full of himself.
He's not a very likable character.
Until the 3rd act, you really don't root for this guy too much. I mean, Hawkeye was great in Endgame, but this isn't the Hawkeye we know and love anymore. He's a furry.
He's working at this plant where they package packages, and one day the Arctic dogs get kidnapped.
Or they go missing, or it seems like they quit. So it's his perfect opportunity to take their place. And he does that, and encounters this walrus in robot spider legs with a whole bunch of puffins for some reason.
He originally encounters this walrus on robotic legs while delivering a package while he is doing his run as the new top dog, as he calls himself, the Arctic dog. And he sneaks into the plant because he notices something fishy, and he finds the collars of the 3 dogs, and he puts 2 and 2 together. He realizes the 3 top Arctic dogs were kidnapped by
or possibly put down.
Well, yeah, he doesn't know.
And if they were put down, he's just a fox. He has no chance.
And this leads to the best scene in the entire movie, where where Swifty tries to explain to PB what he thinks about. He tries to explain,
right.
And now up until this entire point, PB has been a very gentle, supportive friend character.
Are you sure about this?
He's been very gentle. He's a big guy, but he's nice and
the
gentle.
typical big lugger who loves everyone.
Now, when Swifty starts going on and on about how he thinks the walrus octopus man kidnapped the Arctic dogs, all of a sudden, PB goes from being a likable, beautiful saint to being the devil. He starts lashing out. He flips out. He lashes out.
At first, he's just casually jogging. He's just like, "Hey, Jeremy Renner, you completed your dream and I love you. You're my hero." And then, like, the minute he starts talking about the walrus, something in him snaps.
Oh no, we're gonna be late.
I don't know if a walrus murdered and killed his family in the past, but he loses it. He's like, "What are you talking about? You always lie. You always make stuff up because you're narcissistic."
Yeah,
and
he's really getting
He
under
loses his mind, and
I can't put up with you anymore.
This is
basically.
an 8-foot polar bear talking to this 2-foot tall fox, and it's the most terrifying thing. You think, like, why was Jeremy Renner in Avengers? Put PB there. PB could go toe-to-toe with Thanos. Quote me on that.
I know what it's like to lose.
No, he would be a great Avenger. And then PB, we have a theory about why he lashed out. We think it was just actually just Alec Baldwin just in the recording booth getting really pissed off about something.
Probably being in the movie.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this.
I mean, we also have, other characters. We have our foxes. We have the stoner albatross. We have PB. You got the walrus, Dr. Eggman looking thing.
Good morning. I'm here to destroy your town.
This movie is kind of a little bit racist.
No, here's the thing.
A little bit.
It tackles race, which is something Zootopia did, and did it well.
Perfectly.
So if you're gonna,
or gender, more so.
Yeah, or just being a bigot. So if you're going to do that, you better be a smart movie. But this is Arctic Dogs we're talking about.
They gave certain characters specific accents because they attribute those archetypes to those jobs. I'll give you an example. There's in the factory that Swifty works at and PB works at, there are like beavers and like henchmen that work around the factory doing henchmen work. The office, the henchmen work. But they chose to give them all Italian or Spanish accents,
because they're workers.
Because they're
doing the labor that you wouldn't normally want to do.
Essentially,
and
day laborers.
You had the strict boss who was like this caribou lady. Who apparently we learned was in the special forces later on. She wields a gun. She has I think it was a Russian accent.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yes.
The hard Russian accent. Will Swifty.
Every character in this movie has some sort of accent to go with their... Or not an accent, or an archetype. Like I said, the stoner bird, and then the workers, the laborers. So every character, and they're all very underdeveloped. That's
the best you can call these characters, or calling them straight up archetypes. That's the best compliment. That is as deep
they're
as
just
they go.
caricatures of what they want to be.
And the characters that are caricatures have the most deep character, because most of the characters fall below that.
Now, I guess we can't really expect too much development from a kids' movies, but as a kids' movie, if you're 5, 6, or 7, you're gonna enjoy this movie because there are gonna be kids, standard toilet humor for kids, and the animation is it's pretty bad, but if you're a kid, you're not gonna know the difference, and the snowy backgrounds will be enough to wow you. But as a 21, 22-year-old, as me and Brandon are, going into this film, this is just kind of abysmal and a waste of our time. The plot was loose and predictable.
It was about...
The characters were pretty underdeveloped and bad and just archetypal.
The main threat, this Dr. Eggman Walrus Spider, was trying to use something called bad gas. Get it? Like a fart? And increase global warming.
To unleash the power of an ancient gas.
No joke, that was the plot.
the plot of the main villain, or the motivation of the main villain, was to drill all over the Arctic and release toxic gases that would rapidly increase the temperature of the planet for no reason.
I don't
just
think
to be evil.
Yeah, I don't think they really explained it.
There
that
was no
well at all.
motivation.
Yeah. So
everyone teams up. They're like, we got to stop the walrus. Eventually, everyone believes Swifty, and it's an adventure to be had. Not a very good one at all. But
like watching paint dry.
If you're gonna watch a movie about animals and society, just watch Zootopia.
Well, if you want to watch a movie about animals, definitely Zootopia. But if you want to watch a movie about a society, Scott, I would definitely watch Joker.
Okay, well, that's a fair point. Yes. But there is one last thing I'd like to say before we wrap this up.
Oh, please, I think I know what you want to say, and I want to say it, but
so there is one scene in the movie that me and Brendan genuinely did laugh at. We genuinely thought it was funny. So basically what happens is Swifty gets kidnapped, and he gets interrogated by these two characters, and one of them just punches him straight up in the face.
It's two French otters.
Oh, something very bad is going on in the Arctic.
Two French otters, and basically they're like, oh, we're going to do the initiation, you're joining our club now. And they punch Swifty in the face. And the camera angle from which it was taken was pretty brilliant.
The angle looks as if he is punching the camera. Like, the fist is directly going to your face. And because the animation is so bad, combined with the way it was actually framed, made it worth a genuine laugh.
It did make us laugh. So we will give credit to where credit is due.
I think as a movie goes, it fails in every regard. But if you're a little kid, I mean little, I think anywhere below 8,
if you don't have any sense of logic yet,
or any sense of anything, then maybe you'll enjoy this. But like, parents, run out. Don't make sure you're far away.
Parents, this is not a movie.
It's not even for older kids. It's a baby movie.
I'm sick of this trend in movies now to have Arctic settings for their, like, there's Yeti movies, and then there's like, Eskimo movies. All these animated movies in the Arctic. They're not doing well. There's Norm of the North. They're all pretty bad. And I think this trend needs to. This is a really strange era for animated movies.
I don't know. Frozen really hit it out of the park, and
that's what it is. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together.
That's because you got brain dead after watching Arctic Dogs, a clear baby movie, not meant for you, not meant for me.
Pointing that out.
So it was definitely an experience, but unfortunately, I cannot give it the nonsense seal of approval for myself.
And for myself, this movie is complete nonsense, but in the worst way possible. So I don't feel comfortable giving it a seal of approval either, Brendan.
All right, so sorry to disappoint for all the Arctic Dog fans.
Don't lash out at us on the internet. Let's all get together, have a fun time.
Yeah, we're cool guys.
Yeah, we'll get along with you.
Anyway, if you want to hear more of us, we'll be on WGBB at 2 p.m. November 9th, so look forward to that. It's going to be very exciting.
Yes, we'll be on the radio doing our radio show, Nonsense News Nation.
Yeah, and if you don't want to hear us on radio, because people say radio's dead, all right, fine. We're on SoundCloud. We're on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, YouTube,
and we have a
Stitcher.
Website.
We have a website now, nonsensenewsnation.com. Guys, we are everywhere. We have absolutely no excuse.
We have an Instagram. We have a Twitter.
We're hip and fresh and young for the kids.
So thank you very much for listening to this review.
Once again, I've been Brad Ellis.
And I've been Scott Honickman.
This is Nonsense Reviews, signing off.